Hi everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Sylvie and this is officially my first YouTube video ever. So I'm so excited. As you can see, I love books. I love talking about books and I could ramble on about books for a while. So I thought, you know what, I think it's time to start a YouTube channel so that I can share my love for books. As you can see, my bookshelf is a little bit messy, but that's because I thought for my first video it would be really fun to go through my entire physical TBR. I have 92 books on my physical TBR right now, but I buy books faster than I read. It's definitely a growing TBR. I started reading again a year and a half ago. And I started out with 10 books, so it definitely grows quite fast. So yeah, let's get started and let's go through my entire physical TBR. So the genre I mostly read is fantasy, romantasy, but I do like a good thriller sometimes as well. Like, even though fantasy is my favorite genre, Voice of Tommen is my favorite series of all time. So as you can see, they're up there, so I have read all of them. I have The Fury of the Gods and The Hunger of the Gods by John Quinn. I have read the first one, which is The Shadow of the Gods. I absolutely loved that book. It's my first high fantasy ever and I absolutely love it. But yeah, the second one is The Hunger of the Gods and I will be reading it this month, so in June, but I don't really know when I'm going to be uploading this video, so I might have already read it. And then we have Bewitched and Bespelled by Laura Thalassa. I might have read Bewitched by the time this video is uploaded as well, but it's a romantasy. I don't know how many books there will be. I know there will be a new one coming out very soon, but I'm pretty sure it's about witches. I don't really know much about it, to be honest, but I am really excited to read it. And then we have another romantasy that I bought purely based on the cover. It's absolutely stunning, and it's Dance of Lies by Brittany Arena. It does sound very unique and interesting, and just the cover is absolutely stunning. And then we have a book that I have such high expectations for. It's a cozy fantasy and it's The Spell Shop by Sarah Beth Durst. Again, I don't know much about it, but it sounds really cute. And I think it's just about spell books, and she has an assistant that is a spider plant. Sounds cute, sounds fun, and again the cover is absolutely beautiful. And I have A Curse of True Love and The Ballad of Never After. I have read Once Upon a Broken Heart. I am quite skeptical of continuing this series. I didn't really enjoy Once Upon a Broken Heart. I loved the Careful trilogy. I thought it was so unique. I liked the characters. I didn't like Evangeline, so the FMC in this book. I do like Jax, but yeah, the story just was a little bit boring, in my opinion. But I have heard amazing things about the second one, so I do think I will continue the series. I am quite curious to see and read the second one. And then I have I, Medusa by Ayana Gray. Again, I bought this purely because of the cover, and it does sound really interesting, and I'm really intrigued by this book. But yeah, it is so beautiful. I'm really hoping to read this book in the summer, so we shall see. I finished The Crimson Moth this month and I absolutely loved it. So I have The Rebel Witch and I am so excited to finish this duology. I do want to finish it as soon as possible. But yeah, I would definitely recommend it. It's so much fun. Now a book that I am currently listening to, but it's taking me ages to get through. And it's The Ashes and the Star-Cursed King by Carissa Broadman, which is the second book in the Nightborn duet. And I read the first one over a year ago and I really liked it. Now I am still enjoying this one and I do think it's a pretty well written romantasy. Yeah, it's just taking me ages. I don't know, so I feel like I might have to just like reread the first one and then read this one. And then I have The Story Collector by Evie Woods. The reason I wanted to read this one is because it's based in Ireland and I love Ireland. I've lived in Ireland. My boyfriend is Irish, so anything that's based in Ireland, I want to read it. But it sounds fun. She has to like translate these fairy stories from Irish to English. Then she finds herself in the heart of a mystery that threatens her very way of life. It sounds like a lot of fun. Now let's go on to some thrillers. I've got two Nikki French books. I am Dutch, so they are in Dutch. I don't know what they're called in English, but I got Verloren and The Verborgen Glimlach. I got these from my mom. She loves these books, so I am curious to read them. I have read 3 Frida McFadden books so far. I've read Never Lie and I have read The Perfect Son and Wardty. My favorite one so far is Perfect Son. I thought that one was really good. The other two was also just fun. I think Frida McFadden thriller books are just fun, and if you just need something really quick, they're perfect. And I have gotten Freedom McFadden and the Tenant. Sounds also very interesting, very good, and I'm very excited. And then I have The House Across the Lake by Riley Sager. This sounds interesting. I don't know much about it, and it doesn't really say in the back what it's really about. I read Bride a good few months ago. I have never really read an Ellie Hazelwood book. I don't really read like contemporary romance. It's not really my thing, but this one had werewolves in it and it just sounded like a lot of fun. I did really enjoy Maid. It was fun. So I also got Maid by Ellie Hazelwood, so which is the second one. It's about another character, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, it's werewolves and romance. I don't think you can really go wrong with it. I am trying to buy not as much fantasy anymore because I have so many fantasy books on my physical TBR. So I've also got Heart of the Lover by Lily King, which is a romance. I don't really know what kind of romance. And I'm very intrigued by this book. And then we have Spells for Forgetting by Adrienne Young. I read her Fable duology and I enjoyed it, so I was curious to try something else by her, and so I got Spells for Forgetting, and I definitely want to read this one more around autumn time. Not that long ago, I read Nightshade by Autumn Wood and I absolutely loved it, so I really wanted to read another dark academia book, so I got Nocticadia by Carrie Lake. I have read Anathema, only the first one, and I really enjoyed it and I thought it was really good, so I'm very excited to try another dark academia book, but also another book by Carrie Lake. Now, one of my favorite series of all time is the Entangled with Fae series by Tassonia Odette. I have read the first 3. It's an interconnected standalone series. Every book in the series is another princess retelling. The first one is Beauty and the Beast, the second is Cinderella, which is my favorite, Heart of the Raven Prince, and the third one is a Little Mermaid retelling. I haven't read the last 2, which is A Taste of Poison, which is a Snow White retelling, and A Dream So Wicked, which is a Sleeping Beauty retelling, and I'm so excited to read them. I absolutely love these books. They are just retellings with fae, so they are fantasy, but they're just so much fun. I love the characters, I love the romance, I love the story, I love the world, I love everything about these books. Then I've got A Wrecking of Salt and Fire by E.K. Condos. I've put this book on my monthly TBR so many times now and I still haven't read it. I'm pretty sure it's like a Greek mythology romantasy, which does sound very intriguing. Then I have House of Salt and Sorrows by Aaron A. Craig. This is a 12 dancing princess retelling, I'm pretty sure, but spooky. I have never read a book by this author and I do own another one by this author, and I am so interested in reading all of her books because they all sound so good. I need to start reading them. Now, this is a book that is definitely a 5-star prediction, which is The Bear and the Nightingale by Catherine Arden. I love mythology or folklore or anything like that. I love the Irish folklore mythology and the Nordic. Pretty sure this is a Russian folklore inspired. But yeah, this definitely sounds like my kind of book. Yeah, I'm so excited. I'm scared I'm going to be disappointed by it because I've got such high expectations, but I am excited to read this one. Then we have Immortal Consequences by I.V. Mary. I don't know much about this one. It's a school located on the frinks of the afterlife. And once a pupil enters the academy art gate, there's no way out, except for the decennial, a once-in-a-decade celebration in which a single worthy student is tested and given a choice. Graduate and join Blackwood's magical elite or cross over the mysterious other side. I have heard mixed reviews about this one, but it sounds so cool. I love the concept of this one, so I'm excited for that one as well. I soft DNF this book. I don't know why, I just can connect to it. I do want to try it again, and it is a book that I bought purely based on what it looks like. And it's the Torn season, and I just loved the spray edges. And just the hardcover itself is also just absolutely stunning. Look at that, and the details on it. So yeah, that's why I bought it. But it does also sound interesting. It doesn't sound like anything unique. I do want to give it another chance, so we shall see, I am pretty good at DNFing books. I just don't want to waste my time in books I'm not interested in, but that one I definitely do want to try again. And I have Belladonna and Foxglove by Adeline Grace. And I have very high expectations for these. I don't know why I own both 1 and 2, that's kind of risky. I'm pretty sure it's kind of a gothic romantasy. That's all I really know about it. Now a book that absolutely terrifies me, and it's Alchemized by Senlin Yu. I have high expectations for this one. I've heard amazing things about it. And I'm not necessarily scared by the amount of pages. I don't know. I've seen people like cry and loving it. So I want to have that experience too, you know, and that does terrify me. Then I have The God of the Woods by Liz Moore. I bought this one recently. I don't know much about it. All I know about this is that a girl goes missing at this summer camp. I just think it sounds good, and I've heard amazing reviews about it, so I wanted to see it for myself. Let's talk about another book that absolutely terrifies me, and it's The Will of the Many by James Islington. I don't think I've heard anyone say anything bad about this book, so my expectations are high, and I am very excited to read it actually. And now a high fantasy book that I haven't heard anyone talk about. It's again like a Nordic mythology Viking book, and like I've said before, I love Nordic mythology. Vikings is one of my favorite things of all time, and this is Hall of Smoke by H.M. Long. Talking about Nordic mythology, The Half-Drowned King by Linnea Hartschuker. I don't even think this is a fantasy. I don't really know what this is. It's about Vikings. I am very intrigued by this one, and I don't think I've ever heard anyone talk about this one, and I don't really know how I found it. I just think I saw Vikings in Norway and I bought it. I live in Sweden. Like, I am Dutch, but I do live in Sweden, so I am definitely very interested in the Viking culture since I live up north. So now for one of the most popular fantasy, whatever it is, book, especially on like BookTok, and it's Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. I've had this one for over a year, and there is just something holding me back on gravitating towards this one. I don't know what it is. I'm sure everyone has read it except for me, but I don't know when I will read it, if I'll ever read it. It's just there in my bookshelf, collecting dust. Then I have A Curse So Dark and Lonely by Bridget Kemmerer. I cannot say that name, I'm really sorry. It's a Beauty and the Beast retelling. I absolutely love retellings, so I'm excited for this one. I'm pretty sure it's like a YA Beauty and the Beast retelling. I am intrigued though, I am intrigued. Then again, a book that I've owned over a year and I just never think about reading it, and it's Throne of the Fallen by Carrie Maniscalco. I think it's just a spicy romantasy. That's all I know about it. It just says she didn't want the prince, she wanted the demon. So I am curious to see what I will think about this one. Again, I got another book with Vikings, but it's a very popular romantasy, and it's Road of Bones by Demi Winters. I'm expecting this to be a 5 stars. Romantasy and Vikings combined in one book. How could this not be a 5 stars for me? I really hope I'm going to love it. This is the Mistborn trilogy, and I haven't read it yet, and I've owned it for a while. I think when I finished the Shadow of the Gods trilogy, I want to get into Mistborn. Earlier I talked about the author Erin E. Craig and how I think all of her books sound very interesting. And I have The 13th Child. That book sounds so unique, and I really want to get to it very soon. Quicksilver by Kelly Hart. I was very excited about reading this book, but I haven't heard the best reviews about the second one. I do still want to read it though, and I definitely am very intrigued by this one, and I'm curious to see what I would think of it. Then I have The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea by Axie O. I bought this one, yes, because of the cover. It is stunning, but also sounds wonderful. It does sound wonderful. I love fairy tale fantasy, and this definitely sounds like that. I have now a book that I've been debating so long to buy, and I've recently finally picked it up, and it's Wildwood Dancing by Juliet Marillier. I'm pretty sure it's another 12 Dancing Princess retelling, but it sounds so whimsical, and I think this is exactly the kind of book I would love. And now for another 5-star prediction series, it's Emily Wilde, Encyclopedia of Fairies and Map of the Otherlands. Like I said, I love whimsicalness, I love fairies, and this sounds like my kind of book. Then I have Paladin's Grace by T. Kingfisher. I've heard amazing things about it. Again, I think this is going to be exactly like my kind of book. I'm so excited. And then I have, okay, they are very long titles. I don't know what the order is. Oh, Then I've got The Mysterious Society of Lady Scoundrels, The League of Gentlewomen Witches, and The Secret Service of Tea and Treason, all by India Holton. They are part of an interconnected standalone series. I'm pretty sure it's like Victorian era in like London, but with fantasy elements to it. And they sound like a lot of fun. They sound unique and they just sound like a good time. So I'm so excited to get into those as well. Now, this book is probably my favorite cover, and it's The Sun and the Star Maker by Rachel Griffin. This is beautiful and I've heard amazing things. I'm so excited. Okay, I've only got a small pile left, so we're getting through it. I've got Dance of Thieves and Vow of Thieves by Mary E. Pearson. I know you're supposed to actually read that trilogy before this one, but I didn't know that. So I just have these two. I've got the duology and I am really excited about it. It does sound really good. Also, I am aware that my series don't match, but see, I'm one of those people that don't really care about that. I have so many series on my bookshelf that don't match. I like a bit of a chaotic bookshelf, so it's fine. And then I've got another Beauty and the Beast retelling book. I haven't heard great things about it, so I'm scared. It's The Wren in the Holy Library by K.A. Lind. Yeah, everything I have heard has been amazing, but I am curious to see what I will think of this one. And who knows, I might absolutely love it. Then a book I've never heard anyone talk about. It's an indie book, and it's When Gods Fall by S.E. Bouvier. I'm sorry, I'm terrible at pronouncing these names. It's about two sisters, both destined for greatness. One will rise and one will fall. It is a romantasy, I'm pretty sure. And I do think it's kind of like gladiator and romantasy combined, which is fun. And I've had this one for so long and I really need to get to it. This is my most recent purchase. I've heard amazing things about it. And it's This Kingdom Will Not Kill Me by Ilona Andrews. And it's about this girl who I think accidentally ends up in the pages of an unfinished fantasy series. That sounds fantastic. Let's talk about more Vikings. We have A Fate Inked in Blood and A Curse Carved in Bone. Heard mixed reviews about this one. I bought it because, well, Vikings, but also because the cover. So I have read the Divine Rivals duology. I liked it. I did unhaul them because I know I will never read them. Don't get me wrong, it was a fantastic written fantasy. But I was a little bit bored, so I am quite skeptical about this book. But again, the cover was beautiful and it does sound nice. And I did enjoy Divine Rivals. But this is Wild Reference by Rebecca Ross. Again, is one of my favorite cover that I own. It is beautiful and it does sound wonderful as well. And then I have House of Blight by Maxime M. Martineau, and I actually probably want to read this one in July. I haven't really heard anyone talk about this book, but it sounds interesting. And then last but not least, it's Trestle the Emerald Sea by Brandon Sanderson. I actually did try to read this once, but I was on holiday, so my head wasn't really in it. Always really wanted to read Brandon Sanderson. I love stories that's based in the sea. I love pirates, I love ships, I love all of that kind of stuff. So I am excited to dive back into this one. Well, that was all my books on my physical TBR, and thank you so much for watching. And I hope to see you again.